Hey everybody, welcome back. So I'm kind of a mess right now. I mentioned that whole healing's not linear. Oh my gosh. So I felt compelled to share this because it's important to emphasize that healing is not linear, and I had no idea that this was still so raw for me. My day's been so busy. I've been cleaning and getting a meal ready and prepping for John to come home from a trip, listening to music, and everything's been fantastic. I've had a really great day and I'm looking forward to him coming home tonight. He's been gone for 4 days. I contacted a friend of mine. This couple that we know, they're really wonderful. They have 4 children. We don't see them that often because they're really busy with their kids. But when we do, we'll get to dinner and, throw back a couple bottles of wine and spend a really, good amount of time together, enjoying each other's company and sharing stories. And they're just so wonderful, and they're open and they're honest about their kids and the things that they go through and everything. They're just wonderful parents. She is really involved with her children and their sports and their activities and their school. And it takes me back and reminds me to my time when my kids were that age, and the things that I used to do, and taking them to their activities and practices, and going and watching them participate and perform in these things. It gives me a warm feeling. I like thinking back on those things. I think it's great. But the difference is when they talk about these things and they interact, I can see how wonderful her husband is. I can see how loving he is as a father, and how their little girl means the world to him, and she's his princess, and he just holds her up high on this special little pedestal above everyone else. And I that hurts. I just realized that that's still a problem for me. That I reached out to her, and said, hey, when are we gonna get together and have dinner again? We always have such a good time. And they are on their way back from a family vacation. It just so happens that they're driving. And I thought, they're gonna have so much fun on that drive. They're gonna enjoy it as a family, even though, they're thrown into this car together. And, car trips in general, I think most people, kind of like, oh geez, we're stuck in a car. Well, that's how I used to feel, and I don't feel that way anymore. When John and I go places and, we do some sort of road trip, I look forward to it because it's just him and I, and it's like, we're in the car, we're together, we're talking, we're, sharing things, whatever the case may be. I don't dread them like I used to when I was with the narcissist. It was a horrible experience. I hated driving places with him. I didn't want to go places with him like that. That's all changed. So I was thinking about them, making their way back home from their vacation, and I sent her a text just out of the blue, and I was like, I have a confession to make. And I was just like, when I see you guys together and I see your family, I'm a little envious. You've shared some of your trials, and we all have them. And I said, I made sure I told her she's a wonderful mother, but I told her, you don't know how lucky you are to have such a wonderful man as a counterpart to parent with. And I started crying, and I was texting her, and I could barely see through my tears while I continued the text. I just felt compelled to share all of this with her. I wanted her to know that I think they're wonderful parents, and that I think she's really, really lucky. He is too, because she's a wonderful mom. But if I could have a do-over, if I could have just one do-over, it would be to raise my children with someone like John, or with John. Everything would have been so different. Everything would have been so different. I had no idea this was still so, this was such a open wound for me, until I texted her and to tell her that, and just to, just kind of share something, give her a compliment. And I just lost it, and I could barely see through my tears while I was texting her. I had to pull myself together. Now I'm like, great, I'm a mess now. If I could have that do-over, I would take it in a heartbeat. I would replace the narcissist with someone who's loving and caring and empathetic, and values his wife and values his family, and everything would be different. Everything would be different. My 2 youngest children probably wouldn't be estranged. They'd have healthy relationships. He wouldn't have changed my youngest son into a woman hater. Everything would just be so different if I'd had a different counterpart in raising my children. And that's not to say that I didn't make mistakes. That's not to say that I did everything right. But I would have been different as a person as well. Having a different counterpart, I would have been different as a mother, as a wife, as a woman. Everything would have been different. If I had one do-over, that would be it. Replace him with somebody who's loving and caring and empathetic and treated his wife and his children with love and respect and a regard above everybody else. That's what I would want. And I guess part of me still feels cheated. I feel like I got cheated out of that. I feel like I really got ripped off. Should I feel this way? How do I get past that? How do I overcome those feelings? I'm wide open. I'm wide open to feedback on this one. How do I overcome those feelings of being cheated out of a warm, loving family life with a caring, loving counterpart? You know, I can't go and undo all that. I can't change it. So how do I overcome that? I'm open. I'd love to hear everybody's feedback on this because it's obviously something that I am struggling with. So I thought I should share it. Here I am. This is what I'm talking about. Healing is not linear. Perfectly great day. Excited that my husband's coming home to me, and these thoughts and these feelings were enough to get me in this state. So how do I overcome them? I'm not really sure. Maybe this is it. Maybe I'll end this video and I won't feel this way anymore. I just needed to get it off my chest. I needed to share it and air it and get it out. I don't know. Highly doubt it, because it's something that's in my core. I feel cheated. I feel like my kids got cheated because he was nothing more than a paycheck. That's all he ever truly was. Consistently was a paycheck. So this one's gonna be tough. But like I said, I'm open to some feedback. I'm open to some opinions because I'm not sure how to overcome these feelings that I have about basically getting gypped. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. Let's hear it. Let me know what you think. What should I do? How should I handle this? Has anybody else experienced this? Thanks for watching.